Hey guys, Creator Mom. I was thinking about that movie, Husband, Father, Killer, the Alyssa Pladl story. And, it's like, it's tempting to think, like, oh, had she told her biological daughter the truth, okay, just to, if you're watching this video, but you didn't see my movie review, Alyssa Pladl got with this guy who was extremely, narcissistic and abusive when she was like 15, had a baby young, decided to give it up for adoption because he was being abusive towards it. So, but instead of breaking up with him, she kind of went on to continue life with him, and she had two more daughters. Well, anyways, when her first daughter became of age, she wanted to know who her biological parents were. So she meets Alyssa and the dad, but she doesn't know the truth. So, and Alyssa, the biological mom, doesn't tell her the truth, doesn't say, hey, the reason I gave you up for adoption was because your father actually was very abusive towards you, and this was the only way that I felt like I could keep you safe. I didn't want to give you up for adoption, but I felt like this was the best choice for you. She did not come out and say that. And to protect maybe her daughter from not having to carry that burden, just like your daughter first meets you and that's like the first thing you say to her, that could be like really rough. And us empathic people, we don't want to turn other people against other people. Like we'll figure, oh, they'll find out the truth. Like we don't want to do that. But the problem is the narcissist has no problem lying on you. So what happened was, when she got to spend time with the biological father, he was like, it was all your mother's fault. Like she wanted to give you up because she wasn't done partying and drinking. No issues, see? And then what happens? The daughter believes him, because then it's tempting to think, damn it, it's her fault. It's Alyssa's fault. She didn't get to the daughter first. She didn't tell the daughter the goddamn truth. But look, it's tempting to think that, but we don't know what it would have looked like had she done that either. We can't say that if she would have done that everything would have worked out perfectly, because it could have went like this. Had she done that, the biological father, okay. So what happens is, at the end of the movie, the biological father ends up developing a romantic relationship with his biological daughter. And he gets her pregnant and everything. Okay, but before that, Alyssa decides finally she's going to leave this dude. But she didn't realize that the only reason he was letting her leave safely was because he already got a new supply. And that was his 18-year-old biological daughter. That is it's just like, it was so apparent in the movie that was the only reason. It was like her daughter purchased her freedom. And I hate to say it that way. Like Alyssa Pladl's daughter, 18-year-old daughter, and she had two other daughters by this guy too. They were able to leave safely with Alyssa. But since the biological father had turned the biological daughter away from the mother, she wanted to stay with the dad. So because she stayed with the biological father, Alyssa and the other two girls were able to leave completely safely, because he had a new supply. He already had it in his mind what he was going to do. He was going to work on her, love bomb her, but it was getting inappropriate. And then they crossed that line of incest, and which he knew he was going to do. So that's the only reason they allow you to go, is if they already have another supply. And unfortunately, Alyssa's 18-year-old the daughter, paid the price. She paid the price for it. Because at the end of it all, when she said, look, she told her biological father, we can't do this anymore, like we shouldn't do this, and hung up on him, that's when the dangerous narcissistic rage broke out, and he killed her. He killed her adoptive father, and he killed himself, which is the only good thing that came out of it, is that he killed himself, because now he's no longer a danger to other people. But the bad thing about it was that the 18-year-old daughter was a sacrifice, That's how I'm, like, it's almost like the 18-year-old daughter was the sacrifice for Alyssa and the two other girls to get away freely from this guy. which is sad, you know? But had she told her daughter, the 18-year-old daughter, the truth when she first came to meet them and stay with them for a bit, I mean, and say they all left him, he could have killed them all. You know, he could have killed them all. They could have all died. So you just never know how things would have worked out, had you done things a different way. And I think a lot of times we like to say things like that, like, oh man, if I could go back in time and have not done that, then things would have worked out better. For sure, things would have worked out perfectly, but you can't tell that. And if you really think about it, you have to admit that, if you went back in time, things might have not worked out perfectly either. It might have not seemed like perfection that way either, which I think just causes you to like accept your journey, you know, and do the best you can, like where you're at, and stay and remain in the present, and try not to go back in the past and say, oh, if I done this and had I done that, because you don't know. You think you know, but you really don't. Just keep trusting yourself. Keep trusting who you are. And yeah, I mean, there's things in our past that maybe we wish wouldn't have happened that are grieving, but like they did. And like we have to keep moving forward, but we have to keep moving forward, trusting ourselves. Just don't give up hope and trust in yourself. All right, that's all I want to say. Peace.